Have you ever trusted someone so much that you believed they could never betray you? Now imagine giving that trust when you can't even see. This is the story of Daniel, a man who loved his wife more than life itself, but her betrayal was so cruel it could break the strongest heart. Daniel wasn't born blind. He was a successful architect, passionate about designing beautiful homes. But life took a sharp turn after a tragic car accident left him completely blind. His world turned into darkness overnight. The only light he had left was his wife, Emily. She promised, "I will always be your eyes, your strength, your everything." Daniel believed her. Why wouldn't he? She was the woman he loved for 10 years, the one who held his hand when he was at his lowest. At first, everything seemed perfect. Emily took care of him, cooked his meals, and guided him around the house. Daniel felt blessed, even in his condition. But slowly, things began to change. It started with small things. Her perfume. Daniel remembered the fragrance he bought her on their anniversary. Suddenly, she smelled different, exotic. When he asked, Emily laughed softly, saying, "Oh, I just tried a new brand." Then came the late-night calls. She would whisper in the kitchen when she thought Daniel was asleep. Sometimes he heard her giggling softly, something he hadn't heard in months. Daniel's heart sank every time he asked, "Who was that?" Her reply was always the same, "Just a friend from work." But why would a friend called at midnight? When you lose one sense, the others become sharper. Daniel could now hear every creak of the floor, every change in Emily's breathing. And he noticed something else. Whenever Emily said she was going to the store, it took her hours to return. One night, Daniel stayed awake in silence, listening. He heard the click of her heels, the sound of the door closing gently, and then silence. She had left. Daniel sat there gripping his cane, his heart pounding. He wasn't just blind, he was being played for a fool, and he couldn't allow that. The next morning, Daniel pretended everything was normal. He smiled at Emily, thanked her for breakfast, and asked her about her day. She lied so easily, it made him sick. He decided to use the one thing Emily forgot about: technology for the blind. Daniel installed a voice recording app on his phone with a simple voice command. That night, when Emily went shopping, Daniel placed the phone under the couch cushions, recording everything. Hours later, Emily returned, and she wasn't alone. Daniel sat in the bedroom pretending to sleep, but his ears caught every sound: the opening of the door, 2 pairs of footsteps, the low laughter of another man. His blood boiled when he heard Emily whisper, "He's asleep, don't worry, he'll never know." The man chuckled softly. Poor guy, totally blind. Blind? Yes. Stupid? No. Daniel clenched his fists as the sounds of betrayal filled the house he had built with love. Tears burned his eyes, not because he couldn't see, but because the woman he trusted was stabbing him in the back. The next morning, Daniel acted calm. He smiled at Emily, asked about breakfast, and kissed her cheek like nothing happened. But inside, his soul was raging. Later that day, Emily said she was going out again. The moment she left, Daniel called his lawyer and his best friend, the real one, someone he trusted. He played the recording, every word, every moan, every whisper. There was silence on the other end, followed by his friend's shocked voice. "Daniel, we'll take care of this." That evening, Emily returned home, humming like nothing had happened. But this time, Daniel was waiting in the living room with 2 police officers and his lawyer. She froze. "Daniel, what's going on?" He turned his blind eyes towards her voice and said in a calm, cold tone, "I may have lost my sight, But I see the truth now. Every single word, every single lie. She stuttered. I can explain. The officer interrupted. Ma'am, please come with us. She looked around in panic, realizing the man she thought was helpless had outsmarted her. As they took her away, Daniel sat back, his face calm, but his heart shattered. He whispered to himself, blindness didn't destroy me. Betrayal did, but I'm stronger than both. Never underestimate a blind man's vision, because sometimes the eyes that can't see are the ones that notice everything.